The village of Kofiebio had once been a place of peace. Children ran barefoot through dusty streets, elders sat under the baobab tree telling stories, and the nights were quiet, lit only by stars and fireflies. But lately, something felt off. Whispers began to float through the air like smoke. Mothers warned their daughters to stay home at night. Young men noticed shadows moving in the moonlight, women returning late from walks, and strange laughter coming from huts at the edge of the village. Even the elders noticed it. Elder Kwaku, who had seen generations grow up, frowned during council meetings. "Do you feel it too?" he asked. "The village is changing, but how and why?" The children didn't understand the tension, they only noticed that the women seemed different. More confident. More mysterious. It began with a few women from the outskirts. They returned home late, with new clothes and unfamiliar smiles. Jewelry sparkled on their necks and fingers, things they could never afford before. At first, the villagers whispered, "Where did she get that?" and "What is she doing all night?" But no one asked directly. The young men noticed it immediately. Girls they grew up with, the shy, quiet ones, were changing. By the next harvest, the village realized a shocking truth: every woman was now involved in some secret trade, earning money that no man in the village could match. Some women boasted of their new wealth openly. Others stayed quiet but were no less involved. Fear, envy, and temptation had woven their way through the community. Elder Kwaku called a village meeting. The square filled with men, women, and children watching nervously. "It cannot continue," Kwaku shouted. "Our daughters, our wives, what has come over them?" A young woman, Oma, stepped forward. "Elder, a stranger came to the village months ago. He offered us freedom, wealth, and opportunity. No one forced us, but once a few joined, the rest followed. It was impossible to resist." A murmur ran through the crowd. "Freedom," one man whispered. "But at what cost?" Oma lowered her gaze. "Some call it choice, others call it survival. But once the fire started, it spread faster than anyone could stop it. Fear, shame, desire, all of it played a part." The men were torn. Some were angry, some ashamed, and some, strangely relieved. They didn't understand the change, but it was beyond their control. Families argued. Husbands watched their wives suspiciously. Sons eyed their sisters with a mixture of fear and curiosity. Some women flaunted their freedom, speaking openly of their choices. Others hid in shame, retreating to the safety of their huts. The village had transformed. Innocence and tradition became shadows of the past. Even the children noticed the difference. Women walked differently, laughed differently, and no longer followed the rules of old. The stranger, Oba, was still in the village. Wealthy, influential, and mysterious, he controlled networks no one understood. Women who resisted were pressured, doors mysteriously locked, threatening letters slipped under huts, rumors whispered in the markets. Some villagers suspected him of magic or manipulation. Others whispered that he had nothing but cunning and charm. Kwaku spent nights under the baobab tree, muttering, "Has our village sold its soul?" Even those who benefited from the trade couldn't escape the feeling that something was wrong. Power and wealth came, but at a hidden cost. Months turned into a year. The village was richer but darker. Money came in, but so did jealousy, gossip, and mistrust. Men who once held pride now carried uncertainty. Children played, but not without fear, always aware of the whispers. The women had new independence and influence, but it wasn't without tension. Friendships cracked under envy, and even love became transactional. Elder Kwaku sat under the baobab tree, looking over the village. "We traded innocence for wealth," he said softly, "and learned that freedom sometimes comes with chains invisible to the eye." The village would never be the same. And the whispers continued, a haunting reminder of choices that ripple far beyond anyone's control.